one thing I can tell you in all my years of watching Manchester United, it has never been this bad regarding matchday fans, normal fans, fans from overseas, everybody looking in and watching Manchester United. I'm going to tell you why and what is happening right now, and fans abandoning this football club in so many different ways. INEOS are about to be hit with their next big problem. They're looking at the minor details right now. I'm going to go into details about what they really should be looking at and more concerned about, and the statement that came up from before from Omar Barada about the next 4 years and the projections for the next 4 years are just not going to cut it. More details on that, alongside all of Manchester United's news today as well, including Manchester United appointing Christopher Vivel. All the details on that David Ornstein broke from The Athletic earlier this afternoon. More from Ruben Amorim's press conference on what he was talking about the fans I want to get into as well, and what his reaction was from a question asked about Manchester United fans. Very well answered as well. I'm going to get through all of the other news as well. Rasmus Højlund to Napoli? Is that how Victor Osimhen is happening? We touched on that earlier on. A little bit more on that throughout the show as well later on. Get your comments in the live chat, everybody. Get involved in the show. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what you think about everything going on at Manchester United and all of the topics. And if you want to bring anything back up from today, from the previous 2 live shows that we've done at lunchtime and this morning, please do, and get into it and get into detail. Give me context and give me more in the chat tonight, people. Let's get into it. Please get a video like before we get going as well. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. That will help you get involved in the actual live chat as well, so you have to be subscribed to get in there. So let's get into it. Manchester United fans abandoning the football club, abandoning Manchester United, and realistically, when you look at what I'm talking about right now, I'm going to go into detail on what it is all around open sale tickets. Never in a million years. I don't know about a million years, actually. Sorry, that's a bit of an exaggeration, obviously. But while I've been watching Manchester United, you remember earlier on in the show, if you were watching at lunchtime, Jonathan, one of the members, long-term fans of the channel, came on, who lives down south, way down south, comes up whenever he can with his son Jack to the football games, put a comment up on the live chat at lunchtime, which triggered me into thinking I need to check into this a little bit more, because obviously as a season ticket holder as well, like myself, you are able to then go on and buy extra tickets if you want, as like a member would be. But Arsenal, Manchester United, the biggest, or one of the biggest rivalries in Premier League history, one of the biggest games in Premier League history, open sale tickets, actually members being able to buy tickets for this game is unheard of. If you weren't watching earlier on, you talked about the tiers of games and how Manchester United allocate tickets and the prices of tickets for tier 1 games. Arsenal United has always been a tier 1 game, and for there to actually be seats available. So this was earlier on today at lunchtime. I then went on later this afternoon, and there were still tickets available. They might not be now, but this just goes to show the hardcore fans that go every single week that are not going. Now, I know that Arsenal is the game that there is supposed to be a walkout on, so you could probably count that one and just say maybe there's not tickets available there because of what's going on. Maybe it's because there's been such a big deal made out of the protests and the stand up against the ownership, Full Sail, the 58 group, what must have been also talking about, and the whole fan base has pretty much been going down on, we have to act now. Maybe that's the reason why. So then, okay, let's just check out tickets for tomorrow night on sale. Ipswich. If you want to go to Old Trafford, fill your boots. You can get to the Ipswich game as well, and that's tomorrow night. If you want to go and watch an FA Cup tie, a 5th round FA Cup tie, or Premier League tie at Old Trafford, sit wherever you want. There's hundreds and hundreds of seats available for that game. United literally pricing Fulham fans out of it at 66 quid a ticket. 61, sorry, I think it was. 61 or 62. But there being actual tickets available for all of these games, for all of these Manchester United games at Old Trafford. Honestly, this is the first time ever. Fans are fed up. Fans have abandoned Old Trafford. It isn't a nice place to go. So I'm talking to some other content creators earlier on today as well. I'm talking to a few friends from YouTube and a couple of other Manchester United fans today, just in general about what's actually going on, because I think every single United fan is feeling it. But to actually talk close up front to a United fan right now, say you're passing someone in the street and you just start talking United, it's like, it's not great, is it? This, I don't know what's happening, how we fix it, it's this problem, it's that problem, it doesn't seem to be right. But I'm talking to people that actually go to games, and they have said, look, I was going to get a few people on at one point as well to do a bit of content, and they've just said, I don't feel up for it. I don't really want to talk about Manchester United. Like they feel completely dejected. They feel like they can't be arsed with this football club. That's how the fans are turning right now. Things need to change and change quickly, but they're not going to change quickly. So INEOS doing all of these cuts, INEOS doing all of their cost saving, everything that's necessary, the employments, the sackings, the extra money saved on wages and everything like that. Everything that everybody's doing right now from INEOS and in and around that structure at Manchester United, and what they think they're going to save is completely irrelevant to what's actually going on right now. And everything that's actually happening, and the more serious matter right in hand right now, is everything that's going on with match days. And that is something that they're not looking at. Because if they don't pay attention to the actual brand, if they don't pay attention to the football on the pitch, I know Mr Adam coming out earlier on and this projection and what these costs will save Manchester, what this cost cutting will save Manchester United, and the necessary cuts of jobs are in line with Manchester United being in Europa League for the next 4 seasons. I mean, that alone I picked up at the time. Like, that's not really being ambitious, being in the Champions League. Being in the Europa League for the next 4 seasons. But whatever you say about what you're saving, what you're doing behind the scenes, it counts for nothing if you can't get bums on seats. If nobody wants to go and watch the brand of football that Manchester United are playing, that is going to hit INEOS hard. And the more they push the fans, the more they push them into a corner, the more you're going to get backlash-wise. Match day revenues will be down. Never mind not actually being in Europe next season. How about not being in Europe and fans not really being asked going anyway? Because fans will ultimately they will fight back. And fans who have always had their season tickets, they're always going to renew. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's just part of their lives. And they're always going to renew. But they're not necessarily going to go. And you'll get more fans doing what there is supposedly happening in the Arsenal game, going in and just walking out. And the more pictures you see of an empty Old Trafford, the more it puts players off from coming in. The more that the players don't want to come in and play in this environment. It starts affecting the players on the pitch because then they feel like they're part of it. And we'll go into what Ruben Amorim said on this a little bit later on as well. But this is where it's going to hit INEOS the hardest. If there's no one going to the games, or there's less people going to the games, that's what's going to affect them massively. Because they need every single one of them seats filled to even break even right now, and they're not going to. You can clearly see. And there'll be an announcement about the amount of tickets that have been sold on the day. Whenever you're at the stadium, you'll hear it. Thank you, today's attendance is so on and so on. It's not. It never is. It's never accurate. There's loads of seats emptying around Old Trafford every single game. Look, I go and I can see it. You can see rows of seats opening up everywhere. There won't be a full house at Old Trafford tomorrow night. A Premier League game at Old Trafford, and it won't be a full house. There won't be a full house against Fulham. There'll be seats all over the place. And if it is emptied again against Arsenal the week after, when it's being televised Super Sunday, that's the biggest statement of all. That is everything. And what it is, I think, is the end. That's how I see it. The fans will only go so far. There will be fans that take up other season tickets. There will be fans that buy the tickets, but they can't always get to the games. INEOS want fans there every single week. And there'll be people that just walk away. There'll be people that go in there and don't spend any money. There'll be people that just use that ticket to just go in there, watch some football and walk straight back out. They won't be getting everything out of it. They need to fix the football and fix it fast. And that, again, comes down to something. They've got one last chance. Otherwise, the fans are not going to take anymore. They're not going to listen to excuses like what we've heard today from their meetings that went went around all of the staff at Old Trafford. They don't care. The fans will want to see decent football. And I feel like what Ruben Amorim said in the press conference today relates to that. And that the fans have been there all the way through. But right now, it just feels like it's the end. That's how it feels. From the people I speak to and what's happening in numbers now at Old Trafford, it just looks like INEOS are... I'm not saying they're causing all of the problems. They are part of the problem, and we know the biggest problem, and they're just sat back laughing at everything that's going on right now over in Florida. But I think they've come in and with all good intentions have ballsed it up. I really do. I think they've tried to do too much too soon. And this is the problem that we've got right now, in that you have to at least have something for everybody to watch. There is no entertainment at Old Trafford. It's boring. It's like a graveyard. And trust me on this, anyone who goes to Old Trafford will tell you the same. No matter how upbeat you try and get, there's another 1,000 people next to you that just cannot be asked. They're just going because they feel like they have to, because they've bought the tickets and they don't want to give anything to the club for nothing, because obviously you pay for your season ticket up front. That's the state of affairs at Old Trafford at the moment, and sadly, that's where this club is right now, and I don't think INEOS have realised it yet. I really don't. And if they try and up them prices in the summer, you wait and see what happens. If United don't get any better this season, there is going to be a massive backlash on INEOS's hands going into the summer. And I don't think they're fully prepared for it. They are assuming a lot at the moment, and that's something that they are making a massive, drastic mistake with. They really are. I'm going to get into some of your comments on this now. Thank you, everybody who has already liked the video. Over 150 likes already, which is mega. Thank you, everybody. 10 minutes in. That's absolutely mint. Mancunian for great, by the way, if you didn't know what I was saying there. But yeah, also 1,100 in the room with us. Keep them likes coming in, everyone. Get your thoughts across now. Let's get some opinions flying in this. I've asked you all, and let's go. Mayo Red says, yes, at least United fans are starting to send the message. We'd had enough. We deserve better. We will no longer be taken for granted. Firestarter says that's incorrect. The predictions are projected and that we reach a minimum of Europa. I know what you're saying there, Firestarter. No, it basically is based on Manchester United being in Europe. That's it. We have to have European money. If we're not in Europe, then projections are dead. It's all based around that. Because let's not forget, and I backed that comment up before by saying in 3 years they expect to win the Premier League on Mission 21. So it's a contradiction, because if United are only going to be in the Europa League for the next 4 years, then we're not going to be in the Champions League, are we? We're not going to be challenging for the title, because you at least have to be in the Champions League to have won the Premier League, don't you? Because you've actually qualified for the Champions League. So I think everything is changing. The environment is changing around. And like Kieran Maguire said, and like I said before, if you wasn't listening in, Kieran Maguire is saying that Manchester United are hiding behind PSR with what they're doing right now financially. So all of the projections, and this is Kieran Maguire, football finance expert, saying this, they're hiding behind PSR. These projections, these so-called figures, this 4-year plan being in the Europa League, it's complete and utter garbage. It's complete and utter garbage. And they're saying this to hide behind PSR. That's all they're doing. Manchester United's issue is recruitment and higher player wages, wasted money, and it always has been. And they're trying to just cover it up to give themselves time. That's what's happening. Hi Adam, this must not be seen as fans abandoning the club. It has to be seen as fans abandoning the farce behind the scenes from the owners. A stand has been made to step forward. A stand has to be made to step forward. No, it's abandoning the club, mate. It is. That's what it is. Let's not beat around the bush. That's what it is. Because the club is the Glazers. The club is INEOS. The club is everything that is wrong with Manchester United. That's what they're abandoning right now. They're sick to death of it. We cannot cut corners here in what we say. We cannot mix our words up just to make it sound a little bit more polite. They're abandoning the club. It's plain and simple. If fans are not going to the stadium, if fans are not watching the match, they'd rather do something else. It's because there is nothing really there to excite them. There's nothing to watch. It's shit. That's what it is. It's boring. It's horrible. You don't see any cohesion. You don't see anything from the players. It just is a horrible place to be. And unless you're playing the best brand of football, there's no way that they can keep attracting fans into Old Trafford. Like I said before, there's nothing to do around it. There's nothing to do before the game. There's nothing to do after the game, apart from a few pubs here and there. A few of them have all been knocked down now as well around Old Trafford. There literally is zilcho. It's probably the worst stadium in terms of outside of the ground atmosphere in the Premier League. There is nothing there for the fans at all. And you have to walk at least, I'd say about a mile across to the Salford Quays to actually get to anything of substance in terms of something nice to eat or things like that, unless you want food from a burger stand. And there's a few flags, stalls and everything around, but really, it is way, way behind everything. The experience factor of Old Trafford is non-existent compared to other football clubs right now. And I know there'll be the old school fan there saying, well, we're only there to watch the football. Well, Yeah, but still, when the football's bad, that's why people are not going to watch it. They'd rather not. I get absolute pelters every single day trying to claim that I am the problem for going to the stadium and we are the one feeding the Glazers and all of the club and everything like that. Happens maybe 4 or 5 times every single season. It's happening a lot more right now because of everything that's going on with the club. But you cannot blame the fans. You can't blame the fans. The fans are the ones that are suffering right now. And the match-going fans, I think, are suffering more than anybody else. And you can say that I'm biased about that because I'm a match-going fan. You can say that, but I see what they're going through. I see what the fans are reacting like outside the stadium. Like, there's nothing there. There is nothing there. And it's easy for people to criticise us and say, well, just don't go then. Stop giving them the money. Well, this is the thing. It's like, I say it every time, that if we don't go, they'll get someone else to go. And someone else will go and spend a load of money. And that's how they're trying to get us. That's it. The whole game was to get rid of the legacy fans at Manchester United. And that was a Glazer movement. And INEOS are just doing it financially. They're trying to outprice people, I think. And they will still get people's bums on seats. But I don't know how long they can continue doing it. You cannot up them prices unless something drastic happens in the summer. And financially, I just don't see how Manchester United do it. There is not enough money there to bring in enough players that's going to make a significant change straight away. It's going to be step by step. We're just looking at progress right now. We just want to see a tiny little bit of progress, and that will do Manchester United, but I still don't see it happening. Lots of legacy fans have stopped going and started following smaller clubs. Chester, Oldham, Salford. We all follow different clubs. We do. It's that I get more enjoyment watching my lad play under 18s at FC United every week. I get more enjoyment watching Kaz play for the Winton ladies team. The football's better. Honestly, it's more entertaining watching lower league football. It really is. And you're right. You're right, Tactical Devils. There is a lot of fans that are now abandoning top level football because it's just not enjoyable anymore. And it just seems to be United right now. We're right at the top level. We are an elite club, but we are a mid-table team at best. And we're being priced at that elite level still, and it's about to go up. So fans are walking away. It's as simple as that. INEOS blocks the Sheikh's full takeover. Never forget. I don't think they did. There is factual documents online saying that Sheikh Jassim never had the money available, couldn't prove that he had the money. I don't know. I don't even want to get into it, but they're just the factual stuff that's actually out there right now for everyone to see. So I don't even want to get into that. I just want to get into what's actually happening right now. I just want Manchester United to be enjoyable again. It's at least enjoyable to watch, competitive. That's the word I would use right now. Can we be competitive again as a football club? I don't think it's going to happen very soon. About 40,000 in Old Trafford at matchday, but Glazers doesn't care because people pay their seats anyway. Not all of them. Not every single seat in Old Trafford is a season ticket seat. And some of them are filled by other people as well. Don't forget you've got the members sections as well, which are all involved in filling seats at Old Trafford. So how many fans do you think will turn up to Moz? Honestly, I know a lot of fans, a lot of people that I know usually go that are just not going. The people that I know that go to games are picking and choosing their games right now. I can't get rid of my tickets. So literally, I have 3 season tickets. Alfie obviously used to sit with me. Kaz comes sometimes, but Alfie now works at Old Trafford as a job on match days. And he's honestly, if I offered him a seat to go, he would probably say no. Can't be arsed, Dad. Can't be bothered going. It's not worth it anymore. There's more enjoyment in just going outside and speaking to your friends and just catching up with people outside of Old Trafford than there is actually going and watching the football these days. Why can't the fans be blamed, Adam? We had a clear plan a few years ago, but the home-based fans attacked the others around the world about how who's real and fake. They switched up because Jim is English. No, that's complete garbage, mate, to be honest, because I never did that. And if you want to isolate a few fans, go for it, but don't say it's all the match-going fans, mate, because you know it's not true. And you know I've never done that, so please don't tarnish me with that brush. That's not on. It really isn't. I watched Scunthorpe and Gainsborough. Good on you, mate. Good on you. Tomorrow, I don't think there'll be a full house at Old Trafford. I really don't. I mean, I'll be sat there, obviously, and I know there's going to be spaces all around me. I know people who actually have got season tickets that just sell them out to people. There's different people sat around us all the time where we sit, and I just think it's just been used now as a bit of a business. Manchester United, a bit of an experience, a bit of a match day experience for overseas fans coming in. Kind of a tout sort of system, like selling the tickets to other people who've never been before, or people that don't get the chance to go to games much. The people who actually buy the season tickets, I'd be surprised if 50% of them actually are the ones that go to the games. Honestly, that's how I think it is right now. And I want everybody to go and watch Manchester United. I'm not picking out or saying that it should be local fans that go because they're the ones that got the tickets. If everyone gets a chance to go to Old Trafford, you go and experience it. I love the fact that we get overseas fans flying over to come and watch Manchester United. I just feel sorry for them. I've spoke to loads of fans outside the stadium that have flown in from everywhere, from Australia to Canada, Jamaica, honestly, from all over, South Africa, four corners of the world, people travelling to watch Manchester United, spend absolute fortunes to watch United play. And I just feel sorry for them sometimes, most of the time, because we don't really turn up. We rarely turn up, to be honest. Gifted membership from Odegrass and from London, thank you. And then a super chat from Odegrass. Off topic, Adam, off topic, Adam, you good-looking son of a gun. Okay. Thanks for that one, mate. Yeah, I didn't expect that one. But hey, it breaks it up a little bit. Alvarez, thank you for coming back in the comment section, mate, on that one. No, Adam, I ain't saying you, but I read lots of comments for 9 years now. Not only your channel, bro. I'm speaking facts. You yourself dealt with comments on United Stand from fans doing this, so I get where you're coming from. Like, there are lots of fans there that right now. And you know what? Some people would look at them types of fans as like the hardcore fans. I don't see it that way. I don't. I look at that as like everybody's a hardcore Manchester United fan. But I don't know anybody from overseas to local Salford to people that live at the actual stadium, people who live around the corner. I don't know anybody that is upbeat or happy about the way that United are going right now, or would spend any extra money to go and watch any game. You used to do everything you could to go and watch Manchester United play. You literally would. You'd spend a fortune to travel. I used to do it. I used to travel up and down the country. You all see me doing it. Travel overseas, did everything. But now it's like, my money's probably best spent elsewhere. There's more important things. Honestly, there's no value for money at United, and that's the biggest thing. And that just goes back to what I was saying at the top of the show. You're not going to fill the stadium when there's no value for money. There really isn't. There's so many better teams than Manchester United right now, and the fans are really disconnected with the players to a level right now that I've never seen before. And we've had some stink fests, haven't we, under certain managers? But this is officially the worst it has ever been. I can tell you that right now. Adam, we travel from Inverness to Old Trafford approximately 4 times a year. It cost approximately £1,200 per trip. No more getting spent till the Glazers are gone. No merch getting bought. It's sickening. And that there tells you everything. That's a hardcore fan that travels. That's a hardcore fan that used to do everything, like Stephen says there, to get to Old Trafford, but not anymore. They'd just rather spend the money elsewhere. United are not worth it. That's what fans are looking at right now. Sean Litz says, it cost me and my dad $150 each to watch United travelling from Salisbury. I was happy to do it, but 2 weeks ago I got tickets to watch Milan, including hotel and flights, $104 each. Yeah, I would go with that. Honestly, that's a miles better deal, mate. Thank you for all the likes on the video, everybody. Almost at 300 now. I love that, everyone. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel as well. And obviously, make sure that you give the video a like and get your comment in at the same time. Can't believe how bad this team has sunk. The Glazers have killed us and Radcliffe is worse. I wouldn't say he's worse. The Glazers, no one beats the Glazers. I'm sorry. Nobody can even compare to what the Glazers have done to Manchester United. Let's just separate that. And I'm not being that so-called that other people obviously say I am from other channels and other sides of social media, saying that I am this sort of payroll INEOS merchant. But I'm not. I'm just saying, if you want to compare INEOS to the Glazers, there's no comparison. The Glazers are parasites, and they have absolutely destroyed this football club. INEOS haven't helped themselves. I'm not saying that they are the saviours of this football club. Far from it. Far from it. And they have absolutely blown a gasket since they've come in. But let's not kid ourselves. No one compares to the Glazers. They are the ones that have destroyed this football club. They are the issue. And if it was Sir Jim and INEOS on their own, I don't know how they would run the club. And we may have another problem again. We would. But I'll tell you what, if you offered me INEOS or the Glazers right now, I would take INEOS over the Glazers. If I had to choose the last 20 years of how the club was run, that is. And I'm not saying that INEOS are the saviours by any stretch, but I feel like any owner would have been better than the Glazers. Anyone for the last 2 decades would have been better than them. Absolute parasite, scumbag leeches. And I'm not even ashamed to even call them that, because that's what they are. They have absolutely destroyed this football club. Absolutely destroyed us. And there's no coming back from it. There isn't. Unless somebody comes in and wants to clear a debt that's not theirs, who is going to do that? So right now we're screwed. Because there's no one who can afford Manchester United to pay out what the Glazers want. And there's nobody with the money to invest into Manchester United the right way, because PSR won't allow them to. So we have to accept where we're actually at. And unfortunately, we have been screwed over by greedy bastard owners that really didn't give a shit about what was happening on the pitch or this football club. And that is never going to change. I don't know how INEOS get the Glazers out. I would love to be just attacking the INEOS section right now. But it feels like every bit of effort we're going into on INEOS is completely wasted because they're still there. And that's how it feels. It's like, what's the lesser of the evils right now? And that is the INEOS side of things, because at least, for instance, Jim Radcliffe has invested some of his own money. Not like them absolute scumbags. That, I think, is the difference. But honestly, neither. That's where I'm at. Neither is good right now. It really isn't. But what Ruben Amorim said earlier on as well, I want to just move on to that before we get into other news as well. Ruben Amorim talking, and he made an absolute Bobby Dazzler of a quote when someone asked him in the press conference earlier on, and we didn't cover this earlier, but someone asked Ruben Amorim a question in the press conference about getting the fans on board for the Ipswich game, getting the fans behind you. Whoever that journalist was needs the red checking in terms of the fan. Are you seriously questioning the Manchester United fans like they've not been behind this team? This team has had more support than it can... I'll tell you what, this team has had the best support in England for what is actually happening right now. And Ruben Amorim absolutely nailed it. He absolutely nailed it when he said, in terms of the fans and what we expect from them and what we need from them, nothing. The fans are the ones setting the standard, and we need to give them something back. That's basically what he's saying. We're not even questioning the fans. And Ruben nailed it on that. Ruben was also talking in his press conference about everything going on with the redundancies and things like that. And I've actually seen people online actually slating Ruben Amorim for actually having knowledge about what was actually going on at the football club and saying he clearly doesn't have the knowledge about what's actually going on. Shut up. Don't have a go at the manager. He clearly does know what's going on because he's actually spoken to the ownership model, which is INEOS, and they're the ones that have employed him. It's not like it was before. He knows exactly what's going on because they've told him. So don't go having a go at Ruben Amorim because you think he doesn't know what's actually happened at Manchester United. He doesn't know enough about the history. Of course he knows what's going on. It's quite clear. His job is, to be honest, his job is to make the most out of what this squad is and what Manchester United are. And he can't at the moment. And he knows why. He knows why. Because of mistakes that have gone on before. Mistakes from Ten Hag. Mistakes from Murto, Arnold, the Glazers. Everybody who was employed by us before. Ed Woodward. All of that is why Ruben Amorim right now is struggling. Not because of him and what he is. Everybody that has been before is why Ruben Amorim is struggling right now. And he knows what's gone on at this football club. And he deserves to answer them questions because he's the only one fronting it up. And that's part of being a Manchester United manager and a coach. You have to take what this club is on board and you have to suck it in. And he fronts it up better than anyone so far that I've seen, in the worst conditions as well. If it doesn't work out for him next year, God help him, like INEOS probably will get rid of him. But right now, no. I haven't got a problem with anything that Ruben Amorim is doing. Not a problem with anything. And he deserves all the backing from all of this fan base. He really does. Please do scan the QR code bottom right hand corner as well. The link is in the description for our sponsors. Match Bingo. We will be doing Match Bingo tomorrow. Get onto the app. Buy your match card for the Premier League game, everybody, using that QR code or the link in the description below. And get your chance of winning the prize and the jackpots. There is plenty of money on offer at only £2 a card. And you're getting one extra card for every 4 you buy right now as well. Please do use that QR code and get onto Match Bingo, our sponsors here on FUTV as well. Thank you, everybody, if you have done already as well. I want to talk about Christopher Vival's appointment as well in terms of the structure and what's going on at Manchester United. Obviously, we've employed Christopher Vival. As you can see at the bottom of your screen there, David Ornstein brought the news earlier on. Manchester United have not extended. The news is Manchester United have appointed Christopher Vival as Director of Recruitment on a full-time basis following his interim spell in the position. The fresh agreement will include a reduced salary, which underlines his desire and commitment to occupy a key role in the INEOS-led rebuild of United over a prolonged period. So he's taken a pay cut to be a full-time member of staff under INEOS' structure. Interesting. Very interesting. What you think of Christopher Vival off the back of that? I don't know. I can only think that is a good thing, surely, that he's fully invested into Manchester United and not wanting to get more money. I think that's a good thing, isn't it? Definitely for me. Manchester United's new permanent director of recruitment, Christopher Vival, will lead the club's global recruitment operations, scouting structure and emerging talent. So he's going to play a key role, clearly, in the future recruitment of Manchester United and who comes in, pathways for younger players, things like this that we've spoken about in depth before, finding that raw talent. He was the one that was at the forefront of the Sekou Kone situation and him coming in the summer. And by the way, Kone will not be in the Manchester United squad for the Ipswich game tomorrow. He is playing tonight. He's already been named in the lineup tonight for the under-21s. So that game going ahead tonight, Sekou Kone is playing in that one. So no Kone on the bench. No Chido Obi on the bench though. So does that mean that he is going to be involved again? Let's hope so. A little bit more matchday experience for Chido Obi would be nice. It'd be great to see him get a goal as well, wouldn't it? It would be great to see Obi get a goal for Manchester United. That would be something to cheer the fan base up, definitely. Things like that are what keep you going as a United fan. The academy and the future of the football club like that. But obviously it's massively outweighed by all the negatives at the moment. But we keep on clinging on to them positives where we can. And hopefully United will get... no, let's just say United's first 11, whether Obi's in it or not, will give us something to cheer from now until the end of the season. I don't know when, I don't know how. And like I said before, the fans are starting to give up on the team. The fans are starting to basically abandon Manchester United. They're not getting anything back. It doesn't feel like it is a nice place at the moment. It doesn't. Have match-going fans had enough? That is the poll running right now in the chats. 89% of you have said yes on that one. They have given up. We was talking about Rasmus Højlund earlier on today, about Manchester United's need for getting rid of him. We then did another show midday on the possible news of Victor Osimhen coming into Manchester United. If he wasn't around earlier on today, the news was that a journalist from Turkey, where Osimhen is right now, tier 1 journalist apparently, states that Osimhen wants to come to United. That's his number one choice. And obviously the conversation then goes into how the hell do United afford Osimhen? Well, apparently, according to TalkSport as well as other sources, Rasmus Højlund's stock in Italy is still quite high, and Napoli are interested in taking him to Italy, and how willing to pay. They're willing to make a transfer, not just a loan. It will be a lot less, a fraction of the price that United paid for him. But I think they see the potential in a young striker that's already played in Italy from his time there at Atalanta. His stock is still high, like we said. And maybe they feel like they can make more out of Rasmus Højlund, working under the likes of, Romelu Lukaku. Like we said, Rasmus Højlund needed at Manchester United. He needed another forward to work off. He needed another striker to learn from. Maybe Romelu Lukaku is the right man. Will United want to keep hold of Rasmus, send him on loan if the price isn't right? I would have thought so, because INEOS are not going to give him away for nothing, but there is going to be a low ball offer apparently coming in from Napoli for Rasmus Højlund in the summer, and I don't know where United are going to go. Maybe they could move something in on the Victor Osimhen deal. It's said that a swap would be incredibly complicated. I'm guessing yes, it would, because Osimhen is twice the player that Rasmus is right now. So I don't see it happening personally. I think there will be offers in for Rasmus. There won't be a lot of money, and I don't think United will be able to sell him. I think United will loan Rasmus Højlund, is my opinion. I think that's what will happen. But get your thoughts in on the comment section, please, everybody. Frank has done just that. If INEOS really wanted best in class and rebuild club, they would have bought Ranić in. As far as finding talent to build a club, he's in a league of his own. He is one of many good recruitment members of staff, you could say. One of them director of football type characters. I'm not saying that Christopher Vivel hasn't done a good job yet. I would like to see what he's done a few years down the line and judge him properly after a few windows. I think that's the only time you can really look at any member of staff in terms of what he's actually done. I think that's a realistic look on it when it comes to someone in the recruitment department. They find younger talent. That talent is nurtured. They then generate their pathways and what they can do, send them out on loan if necessary, find the right prices, look at the hidden talent. And when them players start to come to fruition, start to come through into United's first team, then maybe we could actually say that guy did a decent job. And that ultimately is where we're at with it. But I think the likes of Sekou Kone further down the line, if he turns out to be a Manchester United regular, you'll look back to Christopher Vivel's first summer and go, job well done. Save United a fortune there in bringing in a holding midfielder that nobody else was looking at. Well, he was attracting attention, but United made the move happen. You got to look at that and say, that's a job well done. Maybe Diego Leon will come in the summer as an 18-year-old and be the next best thing, all the way over from South America. All of a sudden, Manchester United have brought a teenage African lad in. They've brought in a teenage South American lad in. Some things that we were never doing before at this football club. And if they turn out to be good players, then you'll maybe go and look back at it and say, that's what we wanted to see at Manchester United. That's what we need to see more of going forward. And then we start to judge Christopher Vivel on what he's done at the club. But let's not forget, people have done good jobs at other clubs before. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to come to United, especially in this environment, and hit the ground running and smash it straight out the park. This needs time. Sadly, everything needs time. And time right now isn't on Manchester United's side because we are bleeding money left, right and centre. And if players don't want to leave, we're going to struggle to bring anybody else in. United have to make cuts. United have to make cuts in serious areas and take losses, I feel. The news earlier on that came out as well that you might have seen, we touched on it a little bit, that clubs that have bought Manchester United players are actively trying to take advantage of Manchester United's financial peril, as it would be, by making offers, cash offers to Manchester United for players that they have bought that have loan options with buyouts, with sell-ons, with buyback clauses, triggered stipulations within clauses. So basically, like Manchester United have got with Mason Greenwood, they've got a 50% sell-on clause with Marseille. A club like Marseille are trying to offer Manchester United right now a quick cash price deal to restructure the contract and take away that sell-on clause. They're trying to take advantage of Manchester United. So everybody looking in at the football club right now he understands that United they're in trouble. They're up shit creek, basically. And everybody's trying to take advantage of it. That's the situation we're at right now with Manchester United. Let's get a few more in here. Babs is in the house. I was really impressed with what Ruben Amorim said in his press conference about the situation at Old Trafford. He did it well, I think, Babs. He answered it really well. And fans are not going to like it. Our so-called fans are not going to like it if he says something about the ownership and working alongside the ownership. Look, no matter what happens is you have to back the manager. You have to back the coach. You have to trust in him. But so far, in his recruitment side of things, not so bad. I think Patrick Dorgu has been a good signing so far. He's looking bright. And Ruben Amorim was talking about him in his press conference earlier on as well, saying he loves being at Manchester United, and that's what he wants to see from a player because he is lucky to be at Manchester. We're all lucky to be at Manchester United. That's the type of leader you need at your football club. Understand where you are. Don't take it for granted and work your effing ass off to get into that side and prove to these fans that he also, in the same press conference, said, we need to back. It's not about the fans backing the players. It's about the players backing and giving something back to the fans. So right in that first instance there's a coach there at Manchester United that has said no to Player Power FC, understands how much support he's getting from the fans in a really difficult period on and off the pitch for the football club. And he's making sure anybody who comes into this football club understands where they are and why they are lucky to be at Manchester United. Is that not the exact type of character that you need at the football club right now? That, for me, is everything. And that's what we need. That's the start. It starts with getting the right people in and then working on everything from there. Whether or not the right people are in at Manchester United working right now, we don't know. Only time will tell on that one. Everything is still very, very raw with everything that's going on right now. Will this ease off in a couple of years? Only if the football is. And we'll keep on saying that. And that's what we said at the start of the show. And fans abandoning Manchester United because the football is shit. If the football is crap, it means United are going to be a disaster case. That's all it means. It's always about the football. And again, sorry to bring him up once more, but Ruben Amorim even said that. In terms of everybody struggling right now, if the football was better, everybody would look at this and say, oh, you can actually see improvement and it's easier to take. But while everything is bad, it obviously looks like it's not the right plan. He's doing his bit and he's doing everything he possibly can to try and keep everybody on board. But we need wins. We need victories. We need to cheer this fan base up. We need to give them something. We need to give them everything that we can. That's what Ruben Amorim is talking about. And I am 100% behind him because I think he gets it. That's the biggest thing. He gets it. And there's not many that have before him. There really hasn't been. Please give the video a like. We're creeping up to that 400 live like mark. We only need 21 more to go. If everyone in the room would give the video a like right now, that would be excellent. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the show as well. Keep your comments coming in. Just going to run it for a couple more minutes on that. Wonder if Rashford will put a tender in to keep the canteen and Ashworth a tender to for pitch the ground at Carrington maintenance. I wonder what Rashford is thinking of Manchester United right now, actually. That would be an interesting conversation, wouldn't it? Here is what I would do in the summer. Keep Vitek once he comes back from loan. Sell Onana and use the funds to strengthen the squad. How much would you get for Andre Onana, Richard? Realistically, right now, who is going to give us anything anywhere near what we paid for him? 45 million for Onana? No one's going to pay you 20 million for him right now. He is a walking disaster. And unfortunately, I think we are going to be stuck with him as well. I really do think we're going to be stuck with Andre Onana. And that is a horrible thought. That really is. Just thinking about that alone now sends shivers down my spine, honestly. That man still being at Manchester United, good God. That's painful. It really is. David says, big up Rasmus is as much use as big up Rasmus is as much use as Ashtray on a motorbike. Absolutely useless. I did say he was crap, and now everyone else is seeing that. I don't think he was the first one to say it, buddy. I think everyone's seen potential in him. but it's not going to happen at Manchester United. We wanted to see how he did in his second season, and unfortunately for him, he's failed. No goals in 16. That's the issue right now with him. No goals in 16. Damn it, that is harsh. It really is. That pretty much is our show all done, everybody. Third live show of the day. Thank you, everyone who has contributed throughout the day, who's left comments, who's liked the videos. We are just about to hit that 400 live like mark as well, so thank you so much for that on the show, everyone. Great comments again today. Football is back tomorrow, so it's match day content tomorrow, everybody. So let's see exactly what match day brings for us. God, please, just a win. Any win will do right now. We're not being too picky. And that is us all finished. Thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic evening. Mods and members, everyone in the chat for helping out. Love it. Please do scan the QR code. Get involved in Match Bingo tomorrow. I'll give you more details on that in the warm-up show before I head to Old Trafford myself tomorrow, everybody. But yeah, from now, that's it for the night.